Kellogg's. Kellogg's cereal. The best to you each morning from Kellogg's of Battle Creek. Now let's all play What's My Line? And now, live from New York, let's meet our What's My Line panel. First, the popular columnist whose voice of Broadway appears in papers coast to coast, Miss Dorothy Kilgallen.
And on my left, the famous author and comedian, Mr. Alan King.
May I present the lovely lady who's been flying back and forth across the country for the thrill of it all. That's the name of her new motion picture, the very talented Miss Arlene French.
And now a gentleman whose book, Riddle D.D., proves to be about the jolliest thing on everybody's Christmas list, Mr. Bennett Cerf.
Full of Twinkies, Arlene. Full of Twinkies? Here is our deaf, dazzling, dapper, and diapering panel moderator, John Charles Daly.
There's only one thing you can say about me in this area right now. I've stuck myself several times, but I haven't stuck my son yet. That's something. And it's nice that while Bennett was being alliterative in the D's, he left the dopey out, so I'm starting out well tonight. Alan King, it's nice to have you with us, sir.
Thank you, John.
We have some very interesting occupations. I think you'll all have some fun in the next half hour. We'll also have a famous mystery guest before my friends on the panel a little bit later in the program. And we'll meet our first contestant. Will you enter and sign in, please? Pauline Latendre, right? Yes. Is it Miss or Mrs.?
Yes.
Miss Latendre, and where are you from?
Montreal, Canada.
Montreal, Canada. How nice to have one of our northern neighbors with us. May I present our panel? Miss Latendre? Now, will you join me over here, please? Do you know how we keep score at What's My Line, Miss Latendre?
Yes, I do.
All right, in that event, we'll let the audience in the theater and the audience at home know exactly what your line is. All right. Panel, we can tell you that Miss Latendre is salaried and deals in a service. And we'll begin the general questioning with Bennett Cerf.
Miss Latendre, there was a little snickering when your service was announced. Would it have anything to do with either entertainment or athletics?
No.
1 down and 9 to go, Miss Kilgallen.
Well, do you consider that there's anything amusing about it, Miss Latendre?
Sometimes.
Do you... well, let us say, could I use your services if I were in the right area?
Well, I would say this, that under circumstances that put you in the proper juxtaposition, yes, and that would perhaps cause even more snickers. More snickers.
Oh. When I availed myself of your services, would you be present in the same room with me?
Well, if you were directly to require the services of Miss Latendre, we would agree that she would have to be in proximity to you to perform the service.
Would you be wearing any distinguishing uniform?
No.
2 down and 8 to go, Mr. King.
Could I avail myself of your service?
Oh, yes.
I hope so. Now, would this particular service be have anything to do with the area you live in, say, in Canada, as against someone living in the United States?
Well, I mean, is your question specifically, Alan, if the work is done in Canada?
Yes.
Yes.
Is it native of Canada? No.
Rather than native to other countries?
Yes.
Peculiar to Canada?
Yes.
That's fine. That's 3 down and 7 to go, Miss Bailey.
Do you have to have special training for your work?
Yes.
Of a kind, yes.
Is it something that requires a skill on your part?
I would think so, yes. I would think so.
Do you use your body as well as your mind in your job? I think it's nice if a girl does.
Yes, I think
Yes?
but although we wouldn't put any particular stress on it, I would think so, yes.
Well, I'm glad to hear that, John. Is there anything advisory about your work?
No.
4 down and 6 to go, Mr. Sir.
Mr. Sandra, does your work involve animals in any way?
Animal?
Yes.
No.
5 down and 5 to go, Miss Kilgallen.
Miss Litton, if I needed your services, would I be in trouble?
No. I hope not.
6 down and 4 to go, Mr. King.
Would I be happier?
Oh, yes.
Would it aid me,
Sometimes.
besides giving me joy, would it aid me, my health?
Well,
Physically.
if you were in a position and in the circumstance where you would have use of this service, we would have to agree that it would have some effect upon your health, yes.
Would it be beneficial?
We would certainly hope so.
Not knowing very much about me, do you think I have availed myself of your particular type of service?
Of the particular kind of service which is performed in its general character, I would say, although you may not have had it specifically at the hands of Miss Letond, you certainly have had it sometime or another, yes.
With both sexes.
A lot.
I don't know what that means. But, I'm going to pass.
Men and women both then use your service. Is that correct, Mr. Tom?
Yes.
Do you work for a profit-making organization?
Yes.
Do you work indoors?
Yes.
Is anything served to the people that might be within range of your service?
Yes.
Is what is served either something to eat or something to drink?
Yes.
Do you work in a bar or restaurant?
No.
7 down and 3 to go, Mr. Sir.
I thought you were on the trail, that you were the bartender. There is food and drink, though,
Yes.
involved in what you do. Would it be food rather than drink?
Would you repeat it, please?
Would the service in which you are involved be more concerned with food than it is with drink?
Yes.
I think Mr. Tarn knew what a disappointment that would be to you, Bennett.
Does the food have anything to do with the condition that people are in when they receive this food? I mean, do the people who receive this food have to be in sort of a special condition rather than just wandering into a restaurant for something to eat?
Well, I would say this, that they would have to have a relationship that was somewhat more close to Miss Letendre than the relationship that would exist between somebody else who is receiving this service just by going into a restaurant.
Does this food give them any kind of restorative powers that they may have lost through drunkenness or sickness?
I'll say no to that. 8 down and 2 to go. Miss Kilgallen?
May I rule out that you do not work in a hospital? Or may I rule out that you do work in a hospital?
I do.
Yes, you may rule out.
Yes, I want to rule out hospitals. Not a bar, not a grill, not a hospital. Do you work in something other than on land?
Yes.
Do you work in the air?
No. 9 down and 1 to go, Mr. King.
Well, there's only one thing left. Unless you dig ditches, I don't know. Does that have anything to do with the sea?
Yes.
Do you work aboard a ship?
Yes.
Do you work aboard a transatlantic liner?
No. 10 down and no more to go. But you've gotten pretty close. Actually, Miss Letendre is a cook on a tugboat. With the McAllister Towing Company, is it?
Yes, McAllister Towing Company of Montreal.
Of Montreal, and she works on a tug named Felicia. the color of which I am properly advised is virtually the color of this lovely red dress that she is
Where
wearing.
did your boat ply? On the St. Lawrence River?
Yes, in the harbor of Montreal.
You mean
Very
there's special dining? They dine as luxuriously as that on tugboats?
On tug? Oh, listen, they're some of among the best-fed people on the face of Earth are tugboat crews. Really? Aren't they,
They're all
Mr. Turner?
fat anyway.
You don't look like Tugboat Annie, I'll tell you that.
But this is wonderful. You did fool the panel, and thank you for coming
And
all the
I'm
way.
glad.
You did. That's great. We gave them a rough time. Thank you very much. Now to meet a second contestant. Will you enter and sign in, please? Samuel Credit, right, sir? Where are you from, Mr. Credit?
I'm from Orange, Connecticut.
Orange, Connecticut?
Yes, Mr. Denny.
Nice to have you with us. May I present our panel, sir? Now, would you join me? Do you know how we keep score, Mr. Credit?
Yes, I do.
All right, we'll let the audience at home and the audience in the theater know exactly what your line is. All right. Panel, Mr. Krevitt, we can tell you is self-employed and deals in a product, and I think you've got some idea already of what you're in for. So let's begin it with Alan King.
He's pretty sneaky the way he sat down there and just, you know. Have I ever used your product? Or would you think I have?
No, I would say
in a personal sense.
I would say no, that you've not had any direct use or indirect use of the product. Miss Francis?
Is this a product, then, that would not be used by a male?
Yes?
A male person, a human, a male human.
Yes, that's right.
Is it a product that might be used by something in the animal kingdom? Don't be cool, Mr. Krevitt.
Yes.
Come on.
Yes, that's right.
Is it used by a four-legged animal?
Yes.
Is it used by an animal that might be around the house ever?
No.
No.
That's 2 down and 8 to go, Mr. Siff, and we took that to mean around the house, the inside of the house. In other words, you were speaking...
No, I meant around the outside of the house.
Around the outside. Just slow that down.
Do what you please. That's what I meant for.
It's still 2 down and 8 to go. This is her.
Mr. Kravitz, is this a domestic animal rather than a wild animal that would be found in a zoo?
Yes, it is.
In other words, it's an animal that might be found on a farm.
Correct, yes.
Would it be bigger than a pig?
Yes.
Would it be,
pretty big thing.
don't get personal. Would it be an animal that might be used? Well, is it in the horse family?
It's not a horse.
No, it's not in the horse family. That's 3 down and 7 to go. Miss Kilgallen?
Well, if it's not a horse, it's not in the horse family, is it?
That's right.
Well, Bennett had me puzzled, you know. He publishes a dictionary.
No, well, the thing is that actually I think Bennett used the word horse family, which would tend to rule out, for instance, Welsh ponies or a whole variety of equines.
Okay. Oh, is it in the bovine family?
Yes, it is.
Mm-hmm.
Oh. Is it some kind of a cow?
It's not,
It's some kind of a cow, isn't it?
it's related.
Just a minute, we need to have a small conversation.
Anything in the cow family, I'll accept.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, what we mean to reply here is that it is in the cow family. That's right. It's some kind of a cow.
All right. Is it a heifer or a bull? Either one.
We're going to have a small thing.
That man, he doesn't know a heifer.
The answer, Dorothy, properly should be, it could.
Is it usually a bull?
No, I think it's not usually a bull.
No.
Right? That's 4 down and 6 to go, Mr. King.
Well, being brilliant, is it usually a cow, a heifer?
A heifer? No, that's not usually a heifer either. Is it?
No, that's
Not usually. No. That's 5 down and 5 to go, Miss Branson.
It's either, it can be both female or male, and it's not a cow. That's the whole...
No, nobody has said it's not a cow.
No, it's not a cow. Well, is
Nobody has said it's not a cow.
it... Oh, nobody said it's
It
not
has been elicited that it's some kind of a cow, and then they went off to all kinds of cows.
Is it a cow? There's a direct question.
Very good, darling. It is a cow.
All right. Now, Mr. Krevitz's product has to do with the cow. Is that correct?
That's right.
Is it something that is used by human consumption, whatever the product is?
No.
That's 6 down and 4 to go, Mr.
Would
Sir.
this product, Mr. Kravitz, be used on a particular part of the cow?
No, I wouldn't think so.
Would it be the mouth, that the cow would have in its mouth?
No, actually, no, I wouldn't think it's a particular part of a cow. That's 7 down and 3 to go, Mr. Gilgallen.
Oh, well, Mr. Krevitt, does the cow come in contact with this product?
Yes, it does.
Does it make the cow better off or happier?
Oh, I'm sure of that.
Yeah, I think we certainly can say an affirmative to both of those ideas. Makes the cow happier, I'm sure, and better off.
Is it something tangible as opposed to something intangible like music, which might be piped to the cow?
It is. Yes, it is.
It is tangible, yes.
Is it placed over the cow?
No, that's 8 down and 2 to go, Mr. King.
Is it placed under the cow? Is it a mechanical device?
A mechanical device. That's 9 down and 1 to go, Miss Franklin.
Is it something the cow does something on?
It would have to be affirmative there.
Yes. Would I be correct in saying the cow does not lie on this? He says it's a mattress for a cow.
Right. Actually, Mr. Trevitt is president of Bristol Cow
Mass Incorporated.
Cow Mass Incorporated in Shelton, Connecticut, and this is made of rubber, and it's put on the base of the cow's stall, and it protects his feet and udders, and it protects the cow against a lot of things that the cold hard stone would be tough on, you know.
That's nice.
Like that, right?
for the cow.
Do you have one for a double bed?
In case
The cow has company, you know. No double bed.
I might consider it someday. Mark it.
Well, I must say, this would explain, I think, why perhaps all of us enjoy milk and milk products so much. You know, if they've got all these comfortable cows, they reciprocate and give us all those wonderful things.
Well, they give better milk.
They give better milk and better ice cream, and we all have more fun.
Years ago, there was a slogan, I haven't seen it for years, milk from contented cows. I guess they must have used your mattresses.
Yes, sir. Of course, a cow physiologically is at her best when she's comfortable, as we all know.
We all are.
That's the basis of my
How recent is this invention, Mr. Kravitz?
What's that?
How recent?
How recent is this invention that I don't know about it?
Well, they have been in use about 15 years, actually.
Well, I'm not very big with cows, but I never heard of that.
What did they do before? They just stood up all the time?
Well, frankly, I have many complaints from my customers that they're so comfortable they can't get them up to milk, and they have to...
Well, it still is a great, I must say, a great recommendation for your mat. That's the thing. Thank you very much for joining us, sir. We've had a lot of fun. We'll meet tonight's mystery guest in just a moment, but first of our mystery challenger, for which my friends in the panel, as you all know, are always blindfolded. Blindfolds all in place, panel? Yes. Good. Will you enter and sign in, please? you know, in the case of our mystery challenger, we go to a different form of questioning. One question at a time, in turn, moving clockwise. And let's begin with Dorothy Kilgallen.
Are you in show business?
But I would say that sometimes I'm in show business, yes.
Mr. King?
Either you're very popular or somebody in the audience is in pain. Are you... have I ever worked with you?
I don't think so, maybe.
Miss Francis? That'd be 1 down and 9 to go.
Are you about to appear in a new picture that is opening called Lawrence of Arabia?
No, not that I know of.
2 down and 8 to go, Mr. Sirth.
Are you at present appearing either on a Broadway stage or in a hotel or nightclub in the New York area?
No, not really.
3 down and 7 to go, Miss Kilgallen.
Are you more famous for your work in movies than on the stage?
Well, that'd be a matter of opinion, I'd think.
But I would think specifically relating the two media that we would say yes to that.
More famous for movies?
Yeah, Mr. King.
Have you made recordings?
Yes?
Miss Francis?
Have you appeared recently in a picture that has opened on Broadway?
Mr. Sirth?
Have you got famous relatives also in the motion picture world?
No.
Small conference.
Small conference.
A relative?
I
thought of it that way.
Yeah. I think we would say yes, Bennett.
A wife is definitely a relative.
Yes. Miss Kilgallen?
Is your wife in films?
Yes?
Mr. King?
I'm sure she didn't do Cleopatra. Are you primarily known as a singer?
Mm-hmm.
Miss Francis? Well, you got it, Mr. King?
Except that I thought I'd work with him. I just think it's Bobby Darin.
You think right. Have you worked together?
We did, but it was
We did a benefit in Florida.
Right you are, and I apologize, Alan. I was thinking work in the broader term like a week or 2 weeks someplace.
Well, I never worked for a week in a broader term, did I?
Bobby, you're now playing in If a Man Answers with that relative that we were thinking about, Miss Sandra D., who is really Mrs. Robert Darin. Wish she'd been here with you tonight. We would have loved to have you both.
Thank you. She's watching.
Is she watching? Good.
Yes.
That's what we
Produced by
like.
Ross Hunter.
We like. But you are actually now spending as much time acting as you are singing, aren't you? Or at least...
Well, I hope that I can say that next year at the same time, yes.
Oh, well, I hope so, too. Thanks
Thank
very
you,
much,
John.
Bob. Nice
Thank
to
you
have
very
you with
much.
us. Well, I think on that last one, we'll have to say you did fairly well tonight, panel. So you get some congratulations, and we'll all be back after this word from our audience. I must say that it's Boston's turn to get his Christmas present this year. Alan King is going to be up in my hometown then. I wish I could be up there to join you, Alan. Nice to have you with us. And good night, Dorothy Kilgallen.
Good night, John. Good night, Alan. Come again, please.
Thank you, Dorothy. Good night, Arlene. Happy flying.
Thank you, darling. And I'm a Boston girl, too, you know.
Oh, wonderful.
Let's all go up together. Good night, Bennett, dear.
We've got some Bermuda people here tonight, too. Hi. Nice, John.
Well, there you are. That's Bennett Cerf. And thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for being with us on What's My Line.
What's My Line is a CBS television network production in association with Mark Goodson and Bill Cox. This is Johnny Olson speaking. The Peace Corps offers you a unique chance to do something about a better world. For information, write Peace Corps, Washington 25, D.C.